welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
You sound really serious.
What?
You sound really serious today.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
We have a very important episode of Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm Ben.
Cobra.
And this week we're not watching garbage, so...
Thank God.
Garbage Day!
We are watching The Wicker Man, the original one from 73?
Yep.
Which kicks off horror
Anniversary
month.
Oh, I still need to pick a movie.
What's that?
I still need to pick a movie.
Oh, we still have to do Rosemary's Baby and Night of the Living Dead also.
I watched Rosemary's Baby, and spoiler alert for 2 weeks from now, I didn't like it.
Really?
So
I like the book. I just read it
long.
this past spring.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I've never seen the movie.
Me either.
I was looking forward to it.
2.5 hours, guys.
Oh, fuck, you
Clear your
serious?
fucking schedules, because goddamn.
2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fast
shit.
forward.
And well, there's times when you could probably get up and go do whatever chores you need done and come back and you won't miss anything.
Oh,
45
man.
minutes later, she's still in that rocking chair.
Oh, thanks, John.
This is our first encounter with Christopher Lee. I think.
And it's a doozy.
Yeah.
By all accounts of what you read, this may be his greatest role ever.
I love it.
That's what I've heard.
Well, what's better?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
What? No, he didn't. No.
No.
He wasn't as over the top.
Wow.
I strongly disagree.
What about Dracula? 1972?
72? Oh, no.
Have you ever watched that old
I watched 3 or 4 of them. 72 is
It's
terrible.
like always like, and that little bit of blood.
They got this guy named Alucard running around. I'm like, oh, this old thing again. For like the millionth time. Alucard. Dracula backwards. Ooh. Like, you figure it out immediately, and you're like, Jesus Christ. So this movie starts off with a Bible psalm verse about, what, the Lord is my shepherd?
Summer Owl.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it just gets right into it. I feel like today's movies, they would have tacked on, well, it was remade, but they would have tacked on an extra 20 minutes, half hour, and you would have had him on the mainland for a while, receiving this letter in the mail. And
They do that with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's I liked how, boom, boom, he's there.
Do we
gets out
ever
of the plane.
figure out who sent this letter?
I don't know.
It came from...
That's what bothers me the most.
It came
Post office.
From the post office
In
where the
Summer
mother lives. Or works, but
What mother?
the mother of this girl who disappeared.
The mother of the girl that disappeared she worked at the candy shop.
Well, it's candy shop / post office.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I saw there were foreskins for sale somewhere. I thought we were immediately.
What?
Because you do hot dog tricks.
Yeah, I prefer no foreskin, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Alright, there's some Corn Rig song playing throughout this fucking
You
movie.
have to just plug it because it's the
Yeah.
best song ever.
Was upon a lammas night when corn rigs are bonny. Beneath the moon's unclouded light I held a while to Annie. The time went by with careless heed till 'tween the late and early. With small persuasion she agreed to see me through the barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny. I'll not forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie.
Immediately, I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Like, I thought it was some hippie. That's basically what this is, right? These people are hippies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hippies all around me. Hippies. Hippies. They're everywhere. They want to save the earth, but all they do is smoke pot and smell bad. Help.
I would like a dinghy, please. He says that like 40 times.
Yeah, I wondered. I was like, is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I want a dinghy.
Oh man.
So they tell him it's private property and aren't going to let him on the island. But by the time this is over, aren't they purposely trying to get him to the island?
Yeah.
Or is like not everybody in on it?
Yeah, I have a
Everyone
lot of
has
things
to
to
be
say
in.
about how their evil plan went accordingly. Like, at one point he knocks one of the people out and steals a pagan
mask.
costume, and I was like, did they know he was going to do this? Like,
Yeah, I was like, did they put up a hand and then say something mysterious about the hand that was on fire because they knew it was stupid and he would try to escape? What the fuck is going on?
yeah, it's you have to go with it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. This movie kind of earns your not paying attention to little things.
These people are the most realistic looking people.
They
These-
look.
these
I would
extras.
not want to be alone on an island with these people. I know
We got a
that.
lot of close-up shots of some bad British Isle teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These guys look rough. They're like 60 to 70-year-old, rough-looking British people or Irish people. They drink. All they do is drink and sing.
Yeah,
what's
that's it.
wrong
They
with
drink,
that?
sing, and fuck. That's it.
Ain't
Leave them
nothing wrong
alone,
with that.
man.
Where's that island at?
My question is why they sent this guy alone to investigate this.
There's that.
But
Well, he keeps saying he's gonna go get reinforcement. Even
Well, he's the first sacrifice, correct?
yes,
Because they have always had good crops,
Mhm.
good harvest. But last year's harvest was terrible, and
Wouldn't you try animals maybe first? I know that Christopher Lee's explaining at the end, like, animals
Well,
are good, but humans are better, and you're close to God, so that's even cooler and stuff like that. But
and a virgin.
and
So that's
yeah. And Robin's like, is he like 40? I'm like, looks like it, but I don't know.
well, if he's 40 and hasn't been laid, that would explain why he's such a dick to everybody.
It's true.
He is the.
He literally comes into the bar scene once, and he just shoves the guy for no reason because he's standing in his way. You're like,
It is
Jesus.
the stereotypical angry British constable detective.
do they call them bobbies?
Well, I think he's an actual like detective, not
He's
just he's not just walking a beat.
I don't know any British slang.
So he was sent here because somebody said that 12-year-old Rowan, what's her last name?
Morrison.
Rowan Morrison is missing. And at first, every person there is like,
Nope,
there's
don't know who
nobody
she is.
here
Nope.
named that. Then they're like, oh shit, that's right. Oh yeah, she's here, yeah.
Well, we just don't accept death as a thing.
Oh,
so
Christ
she's still
almighty.
alive. We sees a bunch of photos in the bar also
Mm.
I think he goes to
of
some-
Harvest Festival, and one's missing, the one from last year. And
This-
they say, oh, it fell and broke, and it's being
Yeah.
repaired.
And it's a typical bar thing too, where he walks in and the entire bar just shuts down, and they're all like, "Ooh,
What?
I've been in one bar like that.
that'd be terrifying."
Went in the back door. Yes, it was a back door screen, and every head went.
Where is it at?
It was that place on Route 8 south of Butler, that McBride station. Right
I don't
on.
even know what that is.
It's rough.
That sounds scary.
Sounds bad.
Yeah. Willow is the bar or the landlord's daughter.
Yeah, before all of that, he does go and see May,
Oh, right. That's
who
just
is supposedly Rowan's mother.
this note that explains that note. May is all I have written down.
Got you better than that.
And
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, where's your daughter at?" And he's like, "Well, my daughter's in here." And there's a younger girl.
Yeah.
And
The
she's
younger
like,
girl
"I've
says she's a
seen
rabbit."
Rowan before."
Mhm.
And Rowan is a rabbit.
Mm. I'm confused by that. I don't even understand it when the movie's over. I don't get it.
Well, he calls it a rabbit, and she says, no,
It's a hare.
it's a hare.
Is it just because they're so fertile?
Probably.
I don't know why else they... Because it's not like they produce fruit or anything. Help produce fruit.
That's probably that. Fertility.
They're just having sex all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
3 litters in a year.
Fuck like bunnies, yeah.
And we're gonna get some fucking like bunnies on the out in front of the bar, just
Oh, yeah.
in the middle of the lawn.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
There's also a accordion player who's got a fantastic mustache. So, figured I'd point that out.
These people. I mean, you can't even you'd have to see them. They're just weird looking.
I think it fits. I think they found the perfect cast for this. Just a bunch of creepy looking old people.
And Willow is she hot? 70s hot?
I sort of think so, yeah.
I do too.
I think you get her hair different.
Is she like a town prostitute or something? Or
I know she's the innkeeper's
she's
daughter.
just like the barkeep,
because they send men up to fuck her.
Well,
I think
again, this is the first time that they're trying to do this, so I think.
Well, they've got it planned out pretty well.
Or are you saying other people in town? Everyone's sleeping with everybody.
Christopher Lee specifically drops off that guy, and he's talking to her while she's leaning out the window. And then the whole bar sings a song about her.
The innkeeper's daughter or something.
No, while they're fucking, they're singing a song about fucking. And they're all looking up at the ceiling like, whoa, there's some fucking going on up there. It's just insanity.
She was dating Rod Stewart at this time, that actress. Britt Eklund.
That poor woman.
So she agreed to get topless, so that's her. But when you see her from behind, she refused to do that.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Maybe she had a dumpy butt.
It could be.
Dumpy.
There's a lot of scenes where she talks too where it's obviously dubbed over because her mouth's not moving.
That also, in the trivia, was she demanded that her lines be dubbed and stuff because I don't know if she was ashamed of this movie.
Maybe she wasn't very good with her accent.
Now it's considered one of England's best films, I think. British film.
Okay, so after all these hippies sing a song about sex while there's fucking, and Christopher Lee talks about some sex slugs, the next day...
Well, doesn't he go to bed? Oh no, she tries to seduce him the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even seen Christopher Lee yet.
He drops off that kid and he starts talking about how people are like slugs, and he's watching these slugs fuck.
In the bar?
I don't think so.
Okay, hang on.
I didn't see
Christopher Lee doesn't come into 45 minutes in the movie when he first goes to see him at
hang on.
his house, I think.
Yeah.
I want to be right.
Well, you might be right.
I wonder if I watched a
don't
different
remember seeing
version.
Christopher Lee until the detective goes
To his place.
Yeah, the big.
Yeah, that's what I remember. This could be the first time you were ever right.
Right there, that's him right there.
Oh, I guess so.
He's babbling on and on about sex slugs.
All right.
Are you sure that's him?
Yeah.
I'm positive.
It kind of looked like he had a mustache.
Yeah,
He's
I can tell by the
still
eyes.
in the shadows though, because they don't want to reveal him yet.
I can tell by the eyes. That's Christopher Lee.
When you listen to him talk to, it's most definitely him.
Oh, John was right.
Right for the first time? No, third time ever.
Maybe first, I don't know.
Could be third.
I think I was right about that chocolate bar. We had to stop the show and figure out which. Yes, I was.
I must have been on your side then.
I think you were.
Okay.
Somebody else was arguing. It was Baby Ruth versus some other kind of candy bar, and we were like, "You said Baby Ruth," and we had to open the goddamn movie to figure it out. Okay, so the next day after the sex slug shit, there's a bunch of kids outside playing around a tree, singing an amazing song.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause if friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
It literally takes place on May Day, and they've got all these people, midgets and stuff in costumes, dancing around the maple like this scene.
What is the song? It's like something about woman has a man on top of her.
A tree grows in the forest, and it's got a branch, and on that branch there was a nest, and in that nest there was an egg, and in that egg there was a bird. And in the feather it came down in a pillow.
It's right on.
You sleep in the bed, there's a woman, and on a woman there's a man.
Wow.
You did a much better job paying attention than I did.
It's all I heard was, I know it started with a tree in a forest, and then he described everything next in line until the feather was on the bed, and the woman was on the bed, and the man was in the woman, or on top of the woman, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, these musical numbers to start this movie out are... Is this a musical? Have they ever made this into a musical?
I don't think, because after this it kind of slows down.
Yeah, it slows down after this, or after Willow tries to seduce the
Yeah, but she
detective later
dances
that
around
night.
naked for.
Well, that's fine.
That's great.
But she does break the fourth wall and stare at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Right, this tree is supposed
forgive
to represent a phallic symbol to all the little girls that are in there, which is creepy as fuck.
Yep. Yep.
And he doesn't like that very much. And then he's asking all the students who this Rowan girl is, and they all say they don't know who she is. Meanwhile, there's one girl playing with a beetle attached to a nail.
Well, he walked in to this classroom, and this teacher is basically giving these kids,
Sex ed.
but
Weird
with religious
version of sex
yeah,
ed.
like some pagan, I guess, religion. Basically, free love is what I took from all this. And he's horrified.
Yeah, he doesn't like this at all.
He's hardcore Christian. So this
Well, we
is
even got
all
that
really
flashback.
disturbing.
We even got that flashback earlier to
Where he's
show
in church.
how religious he is. That like him taking communion.
That was all the
He's
characters
the
that I could
reader.
get for him.
In church.
But he slowly. Do you think he already knows like what these people are, or is he slowly figuring out that they're pagans?
It takes him a while to figure out that they're pagans. Like, he thinks they're just crazy. Because he walks into a doctor's office, and there's someone putting a frog in a kid's
I almost threw up on
Frog in the mouth, yeah.
And he's like, you're all crazy, or you're all nuts.
Yeah, it's like right around here. He
This is
goes
like
on a walk with the teacher talking about how... That God, I don't even know.
Something about how people's spirits go into animals or trees or something, and kids don't know about the D word, death, dead, whatever.
That would be dick.
And then he ends up just like walking to this graveyard, and this woman's breastfeeding.
And holding an egg.
And holding an egg, I don't know why, and then he makes like a cross out of these two wooden
Oh yeah.
planks.
Then he runs into the gravekeeper, who shows him where Rowan's grave is, and there's a piece of skin tied to the tree. And
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
fuck,
And
man.
this guy's got the worst mower ever. Did you see that thing?
I
Yeah.
don't know what that box.
That's just not a mower, was it?
No.
Then we got foreskins for sale. The club says they're all raving mad.
That's it, yeah.
And then we have the corn rig song again.
Some of the
With
plants,
naked dancing.
some of the plants are trimmed to look like dicks. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
Yes,
noticed
I did
that.
notice that.
Is, that,
There's penis everywhere.
is this where you guys talk to Christopher Lee?
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of women. It looks like they're inside Stonehenge.
Yeah,
think
it really
that-
does.
Was Spinal Tap first or this? Spinal Tap was after this.
Yeah, it was, I think,
Late
It just
70s.
reminded me because they have their
70s or
own.
80.
They have
early 80s.
they have their own miniature Stonehenges. It just reminded me.
So Christopher Lee is explaining what's going on here, and
I figured John would like this because Christopher Lee kind of
Oh,
destroys
yeah.
Christianity in like one sentence.
I got pretty excited here. He's complaining that all these women are jumping through fire, and he goes, well, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to jump through fire with their clothes on, would it? Sergeant Howie is going on about fake...
Sergeant Howie?
Yeah, Howie.
That was his name.
Yeah,
I didn't
Sergeant
know. I
Howie.
just wrote cop or
Yeah.
policeman.
Howie.
Howie? That's not a real...
He refers to their religion as a fake religion, whereas I guess other religions are real?
His religion's real.
Sure,
Just
okay.
ask him, he'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ!
So he mentions, they mention how that by going through the fire they can be impregnated without having sex, and he's like, that doesn't make sense. And he's like, oh, it makes sense for a virgin to get pregnant via a ghost.
And there's no comeback.
I like last night when I was watching it, I had my headphones on, and I just yelled out, "Sick bird!" And my wife's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So, in 1868, Christopher Lee Sr. bought this island, and he was going to make some sort of crops there because of the way that the ash met with the water. It was perfect for growing whatever kind of weird crops he was growing.
Hopefully corn rigs and barley rigs.
Could be.
I didn't see any though, did you?
No. Some sort of new fruit. That's why, like, the fruit's all weird colored and shit.
I just got apples. That's all they were growing on this island, but
I think that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
That's
Apples
what
is
there
just-
were cases of apples
Yeah.
on that ship he was
Yeah.
checking later.
And he asked for apples earlier, and they said we just export them.
yeah, because he keeps asking. All the food that he's been given is out of a can, and he starts to notice, and he gets really mad because I think he was expecting some fresh fruit. And later we find out that everything had to be imported because they had such a bad harvest.
I got a question.
Yes.
You don't have threshers.
Well, I like to be polite. Whose kids are all these kids? There's only like 3 or 4 women on the island with all these 60 to 70-year-old men.
there's a lot more women than like 3 or 4.
But
I do agree, they all look like
there's
well
3
past
blonde
their-
ones, like the librarian, Willow, and there's another one.
That's Idris Elba, isn't it? Or is Idris Elba the librarian?
What?
Not Idris Elba. Eldris. Jesus Christ, that poor guy. You know that blonde woman, Idris Elba?
Cobra doesn't
say
know
it.
who Idris
No,
Elba
No,
is.
okay. He's like, that could be. That sounds right.
Yeah, who
Believe
said
me,
that?
it's not right. No. Where the fuck is it? Ingrid Pitt. How the fuck did I mess that up?
Idris Elba. I was like, no.
Who's Idris Elba?
The guy who played the gunslinger.
Oh, the black guy from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the blonde girl from The Wicker Man.
1973's The Wicker Man.
It's like, I don't think so. Person on the island.
The whole reason he's talking to, I guess it'd be Lord Summerisle, is he wants to get Rowan's body and exhume it. And right away he lets him do it, but then he's like, are you going to let me exhume that or not? He's like, I already did. You can
Go for it.
Go ahead. I don't care. So they dig it up, and it's a rabbit inside of the coffin.
Now, how long has she been buried? Because this rabbit is not decomposed at all.
Probably long enough to get his attention to be there. So,
And you know what I have?
2 days.
This is a bad hair day.
Say, do you remember that guy Larry next door? Well, he always was the neighborhood clown. Like the kind he pulled my pants off and he took those colored pictures and posted copies all over town.
I'll let you choose.
All right.
That album is loaded.
Yeah. Okay, so he takes the rabbit and he goes in and he throws it at Christopher Lee and the drunk woman on the floor. And he's like real pissed off at the drunk woman. It's just like everybody else there. She's like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's probably her. She wanted to be a rabbit, so there you go.
If you were the cop, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck is going on here?
I would
Sorry.
leave. I would just get the fuck out of there.
There's that awfulness of just not being able to reason with crazy.
Not a single person on that island answers a question that he asks them straight. It's all
Well,
nonsense.
We have to assume already at this time that his transportation has already been sabotaged.
Yeah.
So I don't think, even if he wanted to leave now, he's not getting off that island.
Okay, so
Is this where he starts snooping around?
well, yeah, he starts running around and finds that last year's crops failed.
And he comes to the conclusion that they're gonna sacrifice Rowan because there were no crops last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At first I thought that he thought they sacrificed her already and he was going to go back.
Or
to
possibly.
I think
One of
at
the
first
two.
I think maybe he thought she
'Cause
was
he's
dead,
still-
but then he's like, wait, they're
Because
holding her somewhere.
Yeah, because he starts going through the town looking in every house.
I don't know where
they
he
could-
got that
They
idea.
could easily just move her around while you're...
Yeah, bring her over here.
This isn't a small island.
No, and did you notice, he noticed a secret room that went downstairs, he peeked in it, you saw the spiral stairs, and he's like,
I'm not
going
down
down
there."
there. And then he saw 2 dolls in the sexual position on the bed, and he's like, yeah, no sex in the bed. I'm a virgin. There's no sex.
So this is when that woman starts dancing around on the other side of the wall, trying to get his attention to fuck her.
What?
And
That was
That was
way,
way
at the
earlier.
beginning.
no, it wasn't, guys.
Willow?
it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was night 2.
No.
Night
You-
1. Night 1.
We're
God
way-
damn it, guys.
We're way past. Because I have in my notes way long ago, Willow tries to
Yeah,
seduce.
that was on day 1.
No, this is day 1. This is the end of day 1. She's fucking that
Well, it
guy
might
in the
be-
apartment. Now, let's skip ahead here.
You skipped it.
Yeah, I did. See, there she's banging on the wall.
Is this another? No.
Back up.
Oh, this
up.
might not be the...
See? Right here. He's like,
This isn't the first night, though.
this is
Or
night...
this isn't the first time she's...
No. Well, night 1, she didn't try to seduce him. She was fucking some other guy.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you.
That's
Watch.
on my notes. Willow's singing Shaking Wall nude.
Yeah.
There's the orgy. They're all singing a song. There's Willow. Willow is about to have... Well, the guy already went up. There was a second guy here. He sent the second guy up to her. They start fucking. While they're fucking, these people are all looking up at the ceiling listening to him fuck.
But we've already went through way all of
Then
this.
we just went through where he went through the school. Frog. Weird dance. Okay, yeah, that's the history of the crops. There's the rabbit in the coffin. Takes the rabbit in the coffin, throws it at the drunk girl. Goes back, finds out, right there, found out that what happened with the crops, and it was on May 1st, so they knew it was that day that they were going to do it.
Is this the disc that you gave me?
No, that's not the disc he gave me.
Is it the different?
Did they put it in a different order?
Did they put it in a different order?
Yeah, no, I got Willow doing
Because
the
I
dance
have it
way
way
up
before
here.
that.
Okay, because Willow's doing the dance now, and somebody's never had a boner
Did the cop
before.
pray before bed?
Yeah, he does it both
Yeah,
nights.
I wonder.
When I have the cop prays, and it shows him in the church reading and getting the bread. Right after that is when Willow's doing the sexy
Really?
dance.
Yeah.
Look.
Look at this.
I'm
This is we must have the wrong one because 47 seconds in he's praying and getting the bread.
No.
Yeah, I don't. That's not
The
my
opening
version.
credit-
Fucking version did I get?
The opening credits. The opening credits are the plane coming in. We
Yeah.
don't see him in church at the beginning.
He's flying around for 5 minutes.
That's why I was like, I like that it just gets right into this.
I wondered what you meant by that because I was like, "There's a character setup, guys."
No,
we didn't have
Oh,
that.
Jesus Christ!
Holy, that's really weird.
We watched the disc you gave us.
Yeah, the DVD.
It was only like 89 minutes long. How long was your version?
I don't know. It looks like
But
it
one of the
was
things I liked about it was only 89 minutes long.
1 hour and 31 minutes.
So you got a few minutes more.
We got
And they just-
no.
But
I'm
that's
with
why they
you.
jumbled
Willow
some stuff out of order
was
then.
dancing
Yes.
naked way long ago. That's why we're not
On the same page.
Oh,
on the same
man.
page at all.
This is really hard now.
Okay, you guys tell me where you are then.
I mean, it's pretty much the same. It just I feel like they got a couple nights out of order or something.
Yeah,
Um,
I know that she was like, "I thought you were gonna come over and fuck me last night," and he's like, "I'm engaged to be married," and she's like, "Is that gonna stop you?"
That was like at minute 18 for me.
Great.
Yeah, that was way up here. Right, it was literally right after they do the landlord's daughter song. She
Yeah.
walks him up to bed.
Yeah.
He does his little prayer. She's over in the other room,
Yeah.
starting to dance naked and sing around.
you don't
Wow.
have to do the
I
dance.
was,
Wow.
I just, woo.
So did Christopher Lee ever bring a guy over to the house then?
I'm pretty
Maybe-
sure
we
Christopher
didn't
Lee.
see that- I didn't see that
I don't think
slug
that
thing.
slug thing.
I didn't see
is
that
in your-
slug thing.
I
Probably-
feel like I watched a completely different movie than you guys.
Yeah, I didn't see Christopher
That's why we were
Lee or
both
the
confused
slug
when you
thing.
said, "Well, Christopher Lee," and I was like, "I don't think he shows up until."
He did show up at the bar.
No.
Holy shit. Wow. All right. Well, let's see if we can figure out where we both are.
Okay, rabbit. Oh, this is where the cop plans to return to the mainland.
Yeah, and they were gonna like, "Okay, go."
And he goes out to the boat and he's like, "Hey! Someone fucked around with this thing!" And the guy's like, "Oh, I didn't see anybody out there."
And I would have known.
That's right. And now it's May Day, so
Sorry,
sorry.
we're going to celebrate.
He's like, "You don't want to be around when this shit's going
But
down."
as the cop is getting rowed out to his plane, you start seeing the creep. Like everybody in town has their masks on,
yeah.
and they just start popping up.
It's
over
creepy
behind
as
the fence.
fuck.
Yeah, it's really creepy. Very effective.
There was a rabbit and a fish and a cow.
So he decides.
And a goat.
Okay, you guys said he already
I
went
said,
through town and
this ain't
found
May Day.
puppets,
This
and
is
Yeah.
Cray Day.
he already did that.
Yeah.
Because I have him finding two puppets fucking here.
Oh no. Yeah. I have searched town for missing girl.
Okay.
Like so, he's right after this when his plane doesn't work. He
He goes
decides
snooping.
to go house to house.
He finds a nude woman in a tub, and he's like,
Oh, sorry, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was singing some weird song too, like they do about wingers being phallic and stuff.
Wieners being phallic.
The folk are starting to get into costume for.
And they're also fucking with him. The guy dressed as a dragon's fucking with him. The
Oh,
little
yeah, with
kid, the little kid pretends to be dead and jumps up.
That was funny.
That
Yeah.
was funny.
Because I was like, I thought she was dead. And she just laughs at him.
For whatever reason, they pulled that exact scene in the remake. The exact same thing. Girl falls out of a closet and pretends to be dead. I'm like,
And they pulled that scene in Friday the 13th Part 6. Or 3. Shelley falling out of the closet.
yep.
So he's chasing around this fat guy in a dragon. Well, it's not even a dragon suit. It's a big like umbrella with a dragon head. But
Pretty much.
it's so stupid looking.
So he goes back to go to bed at this point. He's like, fuck this shit.
No,
Oh, yeah, he goes to take a nap.
not yet. No,
He finds a body with the missing hand, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. and then they have a hand on fire in his room. I wonder if that's the same hand.
That's what I got from that. That's
Yeah.
No, he's still. See, he follows the fat guy around.
Yeah, he does
leads
that.
him to the festival, and Christopher Lee's doing like a river dance type thing, and the co-op is talking to May about how she can just sit around with her daughter missing or something, and he still goes, and that's when he's house searching the boob tub. And then he goes to search the boat with the apple crates. Because he sees it out there and he's like, I bet they're hiding her out there!
The boob tub.
The boob tub.
Awesome looking shots when he's running through the small little alleys. The cobblestone, alleys and stuff looks great.
Okay.
And this is when he goes back to the innkeeper and
Take a nap.
and he overhears them talking about burning some incense thing to knock him out, or is that what they're talking about?
They said this will put you to sleep, and he wakes up, and it's an actual human hand on fire.
Is that what it was? I thought it was
Yeah.
a candle hand.
They might have dipped it in wax to make
Yeah,
it burn,
that
but
could be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the hand that was cut off. He's pretty freaked out by it.
So he
And then
knocks
this is
out.
when he's just like, I'm not taking any more shit from these people.
He knocks out the barkeeper with like a judo chop. Yeah. And then
Didn't he grab something? Didn't he, like a candlestick or something?
I don't know. It just
I think he
one
clued
shot,
him.
and the guy's like, oh, just
I
out.
think he clued him upside the head.
And now he becomes some hunchback clown or something. Jester.
Yeah, he's supposed
Yeah.
to be like the fool or something. And this is where we see cross-dressing Christopher Lee.
Whoa,
It's dead Cher.
Yeah.
I like to think that was Saruman in his early days. Before his hair turned white.
He went disco. He was in disco 70s. Why the zombie look though?
I don't know. He was just some face paint, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was way
But-
paint though.
So they're parading across the island, and they do this awesome. You gotta pop your head up into into a bunch of swords.
And they're gonna chop someone's head off, or so we think.
Also, Christopher Lee still thinks, or at least he pretends to think, that the
I think he
fool
pretends.
is the bartender. And he goes, getting drunk at your own bar, aren't you?
Yeah, because you can see that he's not really.
Everybody
he was talking
participates.
Yeah.
about him not dancing enough because he's just kind of like walking around.
So the head chopping sword thing cuts off somebody's head, but it's just a tiny little kid, and
I
it's
thought
not
it was
even-
real though.
I thought it was
Oh,
real.
shit.
I was like, this is where it turns horror, right? No.
No, they're all laughing. They're like, ah.
This is also the part where the detective sees Rowan, right?
Yeah, they all go to the beach after
Yeah,
the
they
head
have these
chopping thing.
beach caves or something.
This was not the beach I was expecting sand, and I thought they were going to do something cool. Maybe orgies on the beach. No. Stones.
Oh, they also roll a barrel of something.
Oh yeah, whiskey,
Ale or whiskey, yeah. To
Probably
give it to the
cider
sea-
made from the
the
apples
sea
or
god.
something.
I have, at this point, I'd kind of rather see Nicolas Cage in a bear suit at this point.
Punching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still waiting for it to turn horror.
Mm.
You got these darker elements with the pagans, and they're always watching this guy and stuff, and
I think the
he's
horror
uneasy at all points, but
Yeah.
at no point were you
I think that is
eh.
that is the horror, isn't it? Though, it's a pretty tense movie, suspenseful.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, why is this
It's just
whole town
unease,
not telling
yeah.
him where this little girl went?
It's just that
Yeah, but
sense of unease the whole movie.
It's so lighthearted.
It kind of
Feel
is.
through the movie with the dancing and the music
Well,
and all that stuff.
that kind of makes the end more horrific, though. All these people just are kind of la la la,
How
burn
you
a
just
person
do this.
alive, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was just
And if he just would have fucked, he
Yeah.
would have been fine, because they needed a virgin
So did
king
they-
fool.
Did they know he wasn't? That he wouldn't?
I
I mean, did they know the
Did
detective
did
that
they
they
know
were
he was
getting?
a virgin.
I think it was.
I don't
a
think
test.
they did, because they even said oh, and a little bonus, he's a virgin too.
Well, he said at one point, "I don't believe in having sex before marriage," so that gave it away. And since for you guys that was at the beginning of the movie and not the end, for me, it made more sense for you guys.
Okay. It just all seemed convenient, that's all. But again, we have to just go with it.
They said they did an extensive background search on the guy too.
Oh, okay. Well, then they...
How'd they pull that off?
I have no idea. So he starts rambling on and on about how he's a Christian and he's going to go to heaven, and they're like, "Well, great, you get to be a martyr then, fine."
Here you go.
And then he
You
gets
should
that
be
look
about
of,
this.
oh shit.
They're really gonna do this? He's like, let me just talk to you.
He's like, hey, you guys all know you're killing somebody, right? And they're like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They'll come back. There'll be people looking for me.
nobody cares you're gone.
No, your ashes and bones will be burned.
How would they get away with that, though? I mean, like... I guess they could just deny it if they sink his plane and it's hid well enough.
I'm sure a lot of the cops will come there, too, and they'll be like, hey, he was a dick
He's
anyway.
a dick anyways, yeah. Nobody will like them.
The other cops will probably have sex with Willow and be stuck in the island. They keep sending
I'm not
people
going
in.
home after this. This rules.
Yeah, all they do is drink and fuck.
This pretty tense sacrifice scene where they're burning into
Oh,
Wicker
yeah,
Man.
we didn't even say that Rowan double-crossed him, really.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
really,
that's
like,
right.
A plan
Yeah.
the whole time.
Leads them into a trap. Also, they could sacrifice him. I mean, they could have sacrificed him any time this day. Why at this time? Why this elaborate trap?
It's to get him to an area where he couldn't get away, I think, and also close
That
to
guy's
her.
not getting away.
Well, that's true.
It's 1 against 70.
Yeah, and his plane's...
He didn't even fight, though. I would have started punching those bitches and then uppercutted Christopher Lee, maybe try to get him off the... fucking knock him off the edge of the...
He does not put up much of a fight.
No, he's like, let me talk to you about Jesus!
Yeah,
They're like, fuck you!
Especially a cop detective, and like he can't even remotely handle himself.
And he tries to explain that, like, this won't help anything, but, like, Christopher Lee's so fucking confident. He's making confidence his bitch.
Yeah.
Because
He's like, this crop will come back next year.
Yeah,
Well,
Christopher Lee is...
he tries to get the crowd to turn on Christopher Lee by telling Christopher Lee that next year, if the crops fail, it'll be you that they're going to sacrifice.
But he's like, they're not gonna fail, so I don't really give a fuck.
What if they do, though?
They're not going to.
Wicker Man 2.
But
Well, they'll send
that's-
Nicolas Cage there, I guess.
That's also the horror, the creepiness. Like, you cannot reason with somebody.
Serious cult
Yeah,
mentality
he
going
is the
on.
cult leader.
Yeah. So they throw him in a man made of wicker, the Wicker Man,
They set his
and
ass
they
on
set him on fire with a bunch of animals.
Looks good though with the actual Wicker Man. Looks creepy as fuck.
And his skin actually starts to look like it'll be burning, because it starts to get black.
This is 73. They probably got him really close to fire.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They probably set the thing on fire. We're like, we'll put it out. Don't worry.
This
He's-
actor is never seen again.
He's in extreme denial to the very end. He's still praying to Jeebus.
He sings
when
the
it's all
shepherd
over.
song.
Well, I think he's
Oh,
at that point.
point.
At that point, I think he's accepted his martyrdom.
Oh, how bad would being burned to death hurt?
I feel like that's got to be one of the worst ways. That's probably got to be the worst way to go. I mean, because your organs boil from the inside, basically.
I put my hand in hot water accidentally yesterday, and it's still like tender, and it was for a second.
But yeah, burning alive's got to be.
Don't you usually like die from smoke inhalation?
Your lungs,
Yeah.
I think also. I think like your shit just boil, like your insides boil, and like I think it gives out
I can't even imagine the pain.
because you're made of water.
But in the end, the crops came, and Christopher Lee was right.
Correct.
Sure, I don't know, I guess. Alright, so, who wants to go first? Ben.
I will. This is the first time watch for me. I was pleasantly surprised. And about the only thing I really didn't like, I just couldn't get into was those musical numbers. Which that's why I started thinking like maybe they did actually make a musical out of this, because I think this is something they could easily make a musical out of.
Sure.
I mean, didn't they make a musical out of Evil Dead?
Oh, they did. And
Yes, I mean,
great.
I either want a film or a musical. Don't get me bad. The landscape, like the cinematography, is really good. It's just a beautiful place to shoot. Which I think I read that none of the actual filming of the towns and stuff like that was not on the island. Like it was on the mainland, I think. But I disagree with Cobra. I think there's no horror in this film. Mob mentality is one of the scariest fucking things.
Oh no, it's like The Mist all over again.
That's exactly what I just thought of. I was like, he said that exact same thing like on his
It's
first show.
terrifying.
with us.
Like and like you can't reason with these people. Not just mob mentality, but like religious or evangelical. I mean, these people are pagans, but they're evangelical. They're crazy. I just enjoyed the slow build of dread throughout the whole movie. I thought the animal masks were pretty effective when they just kept popping their heads up over the fences, watching them. Christopher Lee's fantastic. I don't know, good pacing. I liked, obviously not the version John watched, but it got right into it. Like I was actually worried that we were going to get this 15-20 minutes of him on the mainland getting ready to come across, but I liked how it just got right into it. Within the first 5 minutes, you knew what was happening. You knew what he was there for, and it got right down to the crazy. I'd probably give it, I might give it an 8. I think an 8's slightly too high, but 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Really liked it.
Cobra?
It was good. I liked the music. The Corn Rigs and Barley Rig song was fantastic. It was just weird enough. Had enough boobs for me. I wish it had a little more horror element. Like, I wish they would have cut someone's head off during that thing. Like, and then it just, the last 15 minutes turned fucking chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts fighting back, maybe kills some people, there's some blood flying around, and then they finally tie him down and wicker him up.
Would you tell me you heard there was an orgy and gratuitous nudity? You said it's not going to get, it's going to start out at a 5, I think you
4,
said.
at least a 4. But it's good. Yeah, Christopher Lee is great in it.
So
It's just, yeah, it's only 90 minutes long, so it doesn't get boring at any point. I would give it a 6.5, just because it's lacking a little bit of horror element that I want. But yeah, it's good. I'd definitely recommend it.
Okay. Cults creep me out, and this was very culty. And there's like a thin line between cult and religion. In fact, you could probably say that some religion is a cult.
Yeah,
so that kind of shit creeps me out, because it wasn't just like one person on the island that was talking nonsense. Everyone was buying into the nonsense. Everyone he talked to was like, he'd ask a simple question: "Is that where the church is?" "Oh, it used to be what you might call maybe a church." I'm like, fucking A, you can't get anything out of these people. So, that alone is creepy. And my biggest complaint is that usually when you want to have a horrific thing, you want to feel sorry for the victim or have some empathy for the victim. This guy's a dick. He's not, I don't care if he lives or dies. I kind of hope that he dies. And I get my wish. So
yeah, it would be one thing to like have empathy towards a missing child, but the whole time he's like, "Don't you believe in Jesus?"
Yeah.
The whole time on this
over
island.
and over again, yeah. And everybody's like, "No, what the fuck?
Stop
No."
preaching your word. Just try to find the missing girl, man.
yeah, technically they weren't trying to push their religion on him.
No.
In fact, they told him, "You don't need to participate.
Yeah,
you
this
can
is what we
leave."
do. Fuck off, man. Go get
Even
your
though,
airplane.
even though it was an elaborate plot.
And even though it was early in the movie for you guys, once later in the movie he didn't have sex with Willow, I was like, I'm done with this fucking guy. So, yeah, I thought the actual Wicker Man scene was terrifying and really good. So, I would give this movie probably an 8. It got better this time around watching it. But maybe that's because I watched a different version that I normally watch. I don't know.
It's so bizarre though. Like,
How bizarre.
wow. Do not
All
play
right.
that song.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
I love that song.
Oh god.
Cruising down the freeway in the hot
I think that's one of the clips that we have permanently on the computer. They don't even have to download anymore.
Yeah.
Alright, so not bad. And you know what? I think maybe one of the reasons I got a bad version was because this is 45 years old. For a 45-year-old movie, this is very, very good. So
Yeah. Well, the original... Has the original ever been seen? Like, I mean, there's this weird stories about edits of this film that were never put into the original, and that they're buried under some highway and
when I tried to download this,
in England, or
there was like
like
6 or 7 different labels it was under. It was under 1973 theatrical cut,
Yeah.
1970 something directors. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't even... Fine, this one's fine. Evidently I picked the wrong one, but... Yeah, I don't know how many different versions of this there are. Fuck, man. But I like the one I watched. So... Alright, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting. We're on Twitter at horrorcastings. Horrorcastings@gmail.com if you want to email the show. We're on iTunes and Podbean. Some people, I know podcasts went through a little thing lately where they had to change the RSS feed, but Podbean did it automatically, so you can still download us on iTunes. So review us, since we're there, since you aren't listening to a lot of other shows because they don't realize what's going on yet. Ha ha!
coming.